Hi there, I'm Jenny Kirk, and good to see you along, my friends. We're going to have another video here, but we're going to be talking about the bridges and bridge construction on a model railway using Bolton Trinity Road here as an example. And this is based in part on the fact that the previous video we did has been very popular, and in that video we focused just on one bridge in particular, and that's this Orlando Street Bridge. So I'm not going to talk too much about that particular bridge because that's covered in the previous video, and we're going to put a little link down there so you can go straight to that if you want. But we're going to talk a little bit about the methods of construction of some of the other bridges, so you can get an idea of different ways to do things to get what you want on your model railway. So the next bridge that we're going to look at is the Trinity Street Bridge. This is the main bridge on the layout, and this also holds the main station building. Right, what we have here is the Trinity Street Bridge, and this, as you can see, has the main station building on. This is a bridge that in reality was two parts because the road section was replaced in the late 60s due to corrosion underneath, and was replaced with a concrete beam structure. But the part that held the station building remained until the late 1980s, when it too succumbed to corrosion underneath and was completely swept away. But what we've done with this is we've got lights in the building and underneath. So in order for the bridge to be removable and yet retain the lights, we've got this simple plug that allows us to unplug the station building. We'll just remove some of the loose bits of building out of the way, and then we can lift the entire bridge and spin it over. It's very light because it's actually made from a network of balsa strips and 2mm card on the top. As you can see, we've just kind of made a lattice support there. It's very light. We've actually used, just to help the balsa wood whilst the glue was drying and to hold everything in place, we've used matchsticks, drilled a hole through the lengthwise beams into the ones running at 90 degrees, and just insert a matchstick down and in, and that pins the joint together very sound in just the right position and allows the PVA glue that we've used to dry. We've also we drilled little holes that the wires you can see for the building and for also the underside here to go through. We've fixed the wires down with sellotape because you don't want these drooping down and falling foul of passing trains. And something that I'm going to do underneath here in the future is I'm going to actually paint this a much darker colour so it doesn't show up as much in the videos. We see also here the jutting out piece. This is what I think it's Railway Street, I could be wrong on that. It's now gone. When the part of the bridge that supports the main station building was demolished, this too was removed. But what we've used here is the Pico girder bridge representation. We've turned them upside down, painted them up, trimmed where necessary, and this gives a representation of the steel girder bridge on this side of the original structure. If we now turn this over the other way quite carefully, it's very light but can be a little bit unwieldy, and we don't want to damage the actual station building when we turn it over. Let's just get that into the light. And what we can see on this side is we've got a representation of the plain concrete beam with the using the super quick building brick papers. This is like a pinkish stone course to represent the style that the current bridge that is still there has on the parapet. And what we can see underneath here is we've got the steps that go up to the main station building. These were taken from a Hornby passenger footbridge kit, slightly modified, removed the bit in between, but you can use all sorts of different ideas to get the same effect. I didn't want to build them from scratch, and I've got hold of one of these cheap at a second-hand stall, so that was the way which I went. We've got the main side parapets there and there. They're made of balsa wood, thin balsa wood sheets. You can bend this quite easily to shape, but it's then glued to these planed pieces of softwood which provide the main structure on this side. The other side we've just glued it to the back seam. You can use track pins to help keep the balsa wood in place It just stops it from springing as it's drying because it is quite a light wood. And then we've got a representation of the structure here that held the main station building up. The present day Bolton Trinity Street, you can still see the stone base, but the pillars, the cast iron pillars, they've all gone. So this is just really a representation. A lot of this you won't really see a lot of. So you can just put in a representation. I've yet to put in the main concrete supports for the road portion of the bridge. Again, these still remain on the original, but I'll be making these out of rectangular section balsa, but they're still to be put in. Well, that's the first two bridges here on Bolton Trinity Road. Dealt with Orlando Street in depth in a previous video, but we've also looked in depth at the Bolton Trinity Street Bridge, the road section and the section that supports the main station building, shown how its light but strong construction allows it to be easily removed. And this is important because, as you could see in the video, there is actually some quite complicated track work underneath, and it's important to be able to retain access to that because you can guarantee if there's going to be a problem, that's where it's going to be. But we're going to be looking at the two other bridges on the Bolton Trinity Road shed layout in the next video. Don't forget to tune in for part 2. You take very good care of yourself. I'm Jenny Kirk, and you've been watching, well, a video if you haven't already noticed. Don't forget to tickle that like button, because every time you tickle that like button I get, I don't know, a sherbet dab, something like that. I quite like them. I get fat, but who cares, keep tickling. And you can subscribe to our channel to be the first to see the new videos as they come up. But also you can look back through the channel, see the previous videos that we've done, and also don't forget to share this video, because every time you share this video, I don't know, the stats go up by 1, something like that. Anyway, take good care of yourselves, my friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Anyway, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying bye now, my friend. Oh.